What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. It is episode number 17. We are back. It is a brand new season, our third year at Portman Road, staying in the Premier League, but new captain for this year, new ambitions, and a starting transfer budget of... wait for it. There it is, £54 million. We're going up gradually. Last year, if you remember, it was around 40, what was it last year? 46, 47 million pounds. We're going up gradually with the Tractor Boys, and I quite like that as well. We are still technically one of the worst teams in the league and one of the least what you'd call marketable as well. So realistically, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. Totally fine with that. Obviously, don't get me wrong. We could have possibly had a little... oh my god, where's all our players gone? Well, I know where they've gone. They've been released into the free agents pool. Yeah, we had, I think it was 6 players. The deals that come at the end of the year. Obviously, Sam Morsey and Connor Townsend are retired, but the likes of Clark and... oh no, Walton's still here. Walton, I thought Walton had his deal up. Maybe not, but Slicker, our third choice goalkeeper, they've all retired and gone into the free agents pool. That just threw me. Yeah, they've gone into the free agents pool. You would have seen very briefly in the last episode, I did decide to give Connor Chaplin a new 1-year extension because he took a rotation squad role and a pay cut as well. Listen, if you're willing to make a sacrifice, you can stay in my team. So Connor didn't feature in the league last season at all, but earned himself a 1-year extension by deciding to be a team player. So yeah, heading into the new season again, we look at a team who we discussed it in the last episode in the season finale. No doubt about it. We scored more goals last season. Washington had double digits. First time we've had a player get to that as well. But we conceded a few more goals by changing our system to the 4-2-4 with a new look Docks ball. I do think as though we could do with a new star centre-half alongside Jacob Greaves if we keep him, possibly someone alongside Gibbs White. I like Doucouré in his debut year for us, but he just got tired super quickly with only 72 stamina, and that's barely going up. With Morsey's retirement as well, that's where I'll be focusing. Yes, we've played Ben Johnson there quite a bit as well, but to me, I want a new centre-half and a new centre-mid. Ah, no, I remember now. Walton agreed to join Bari, didn't he, in Italy. So when we do one advance in the calendar, that will see the deal go through. As he's off to Italy for his, presumably final few years in pro football. I keep forgetting you've got to do one advance in the calendar for certain deals to go through, such as freebies and loans as well. So there we go. And yeah, we do just have the one goalkeeper as Walton is off to Italy, and that will remain as Muric. But yeah, heading into the new season, obviously Davis, as we know now, is going to take the armband permanently. He wore it for the majority of last season anyway, as Sam Morsey accepted a bench role. But yeah, Davis is going to be staying. I think I might actually give him a new contract extension as well. Doesn't need one, but he had a bid from Spurs last season. I turned it down to deter interest. I think realistically we'd have to give him a new contract and more money as well. But if we can keep hold of him, Jacob Greaves, Christiansen, who was brilliant last year as well, and of course Morgan Gibbs White too. I think we're going to try and make more progression from last season, finishing in 11th place, so close to a top 10 finish. We actually bottled it on the final day, but this year, that is my goal. Top 10 guaranteed for the first time in the save, and possibly knocking on the door with an outside shot of Europe. It's going to be tough, but it is doable. So the players that deals come at the end of the year, it's just a young lad, Richard Hassan. To be honest, I might just let him go. I mean, he's been here since the first season. We just put him in to see what he was like, but he's got no potential, so I might just let him go. But yeah, I think what I might do is give Davis a new contract, because again, he's 81 overall now in the prime of his career at 26. Could easily be playing for a European side. So in order to keep him, I think realistically, we got to offer him more money. The armband's one thing, a bigger paycheck is another. So I'm going to give Leif Davis a new contract just to deter interest and make sure he stays as our new club captain. Okay, so I think the first thing we should probably do is check the free agents pool, because again, now that Walton's gone, we've only got one player in the reserve, so it's a very small squad. We don't need the thickest squad not playing in Europe. We've got to have enough players just in case we do get injuries. So let's see who's available. I have to say it's slim pickings this year as well. It's slim pickings. Obviously, we could pick Harry Clark back up, which to be fair, I might end up doing, considering he just left us on a free. And we now got basically no players here. But yeah, it's slim pickings now. It's slim pickings, which I think I'll put Mark Gillespie as a backup goalkeeper. We don't get the we don't get the star youngsters like we used to, and fair play to EA, because that is a bit more realistic. You know, you'd see after a couple of years or 3 years, you got the Benzema regen on a free, you've got the Messi regen on a free at times, and I think again it was just a bit too easy to just pick up amazing young talent that at times well class on freebies. It's a lot more slim pickings now. And yes, I understand the irony of Kylian Mbappe leaving PSG to join Real Madrid on a free transfer this season. I understand, I get it. But yeah, that's the anomaly. That's the exception to the rule. That's not what you see on a regular basis. So yeah, difficult. A lot harder to find really good freebies this year's career mode, which is Ruben Vinagre, which is good. I mean, put it this way: when I'm excited about finding Ruben Vinagre on a free transfer, it shows you it's not like how it used to be, where after 2 seasons you'd have the Benzema regen, possibly the Messi regen, the KDP regen, popping in at like 89 overall to start with a little bit of potential as well. It's not like that anymore. It's a lot more difficult, and fair play to EA because it should be. Yep, it is slim pickings to say the very least for this season. You've got Mahmoud Dahoud there, but he's now in his 30s. Matt Target the same. I might even just bring back Harry Clark, to be honest, on a free, because I didn't realise just how light we were going to be in terms of depth, but I'll think about it. But in terms of the new signings for the new season, I said there were several players that I really wanted in a couple of different positions, and to me, centre-half was where we were going to be looking. And with Everton going down last season, well, I quite like the idea of saying the big Jake O'Brien, why don't you return back to Premier League football? He's got a bit of pace, so can play in a high line. He's 6'6" with 87 jumping and 85 strength. And we're good from dead ball situations. His height would certainly help as well. Toffee's relegated, but Jake, chance to return straight back to Premier League football. Let's bring him in. Yep, super strong, super tall, old school centre half, but again, does have a bit of pace as well to play in a high line too. And with the Toffees going down, fingers crossed they won't hold us to ransom. Yeah, I love that. I really do. I don't know whether EA have worked on this or whether it's just a coincidence. But we saw this last season with Gibbs White. When players of a good ability get relegated with their team, oftentimes clubs won't stand in their way if they want to return to top flight football. Sean Dyche says you can have evaluation. I really hope this isn't just a coincidence and EA have worked on this. This is long overdue. Yeah, what a deal this could be if he kicks on. The Toffees relegated last season. I knew there were a few players from them that I was going to be targeting, and he was one of my #1 targets. A few caps for the Irish national team, born in Cork. I had a great 1 year with Leon before moving to the Toffees in real life for this upcoming season, but now heading to Portman Road. Excited to give him a go, I think, for the first time ever. With the height he's got as well and how good we are from set pieces, he's definitely going to be a target to aim for from dead ball situations. Welcome to Portman Road. Jake O'Brien, yes, 6'6", super strong, great jumping. I'm really excited, just float some balls into him, watch him go and attack him. But yeah, he's got brilliant physicality, no doubt about that. The 85 strength, the 87 jumping, and again, he's got 89 sprint speed as well. So whilst not the quickest off the mark, he's got enough pace to catch up if a player goes in behind. You saw last season how many goals were conceded that way, playing at high line as we do and getting exploited. Hopefully, Jake will be able to help out with that. Great aggression, solid base defensive stats, and the 83 heading as well. And still getting better in the prime of his career at 25 years old as well. Yeah, this is a really smart signing indeed. I'm buzzing for this. He'll go straight in alongside Jacob Greaves in our back four. I must say, slim pickings on the freebies for this season. I'll probably sign a couple just to make sure we got enough depth. But who went up last season then alongside Forest and was it Brentford that were there, or was it Leicester? It was Leicester. So Leicester and Forest. Yeah, but who was the third team? Who was the third team? Yeah, it was indeed Brentford. Brentford, Forest, and Leicester returning to the Premier League. Same 3 teams that went down in Season 1. Okay, all right. And our objectives for the season as well are, where are they here? Domestic. Oh, wow. Finish in Europa League spot. Board, we're still 4-star. We've only got, I think, 20 players. Finish in Europa League spot. Don't forget the board, only considered at 5th. There's no way we're doing that. Absolutely not. can't see us finishing 5th somehow. I mean, listen, like I said, knocking on the door for 7th, I think there's an outside shot at that. For a very brief period of time, we had an outside shot at that last season, but it was very brief. But top 10, that's my aim. But like I said, for CM, lots of names available on the shortlist. But once again, from a relegated side, the Toffees again, there is a target of mine which I'm most keen on, and that is the Manchester United Academy graduate James Garner. 18.5 mil market valuation, but now at 25 years old. I often say this, when you get to that kind of age, it's now time to take the next step and not take a step back like going down to the second tiers. With that being the case, I'm going to say to James, with excellent technical ability, but also that 85 stamina, that's what Doucouré was lacking last season. This guy could be a brilliant partner alongside Gibbs White with solid defensive stats, but fantastic technicals and high stamina as well. In this 4-2-4, he will be absolutely perfect. Let's bring him in. With all the Everton players that we could possibly poach, I'm going to add Sean Dyche to my speed dial because it will be coming to Portman Road quite a bit, I think, over these next couple of weeks. But hopefully, again, we will be getting for close to market valuation. I wouldn't be against swapping them, a player I've not got much use for this season, such as the CM Cameron Humphreys, who we gave a new contract to, the young lad who is out of contract at the end of the season, or even Sammy, who's now 30 years old right now. But because we've got such little depth, I don't really think that makes sense to do that. So with that being the case, yeah, 18.5 mil flat fee, and they want a bit more. Okay, well, I want to make sure I get good value for money deals. I guess I could offer him Sammy, because now that Chaplin's extended, he's barely going to play. So with that being the case, I'm going to offer them the former Blackburn man. Plus we'll go with, let's go with what we just did actually, 18.5 mil, but now offer them a player that is championship ability, if you will. And they say no, but they will take him for a little bit more money. There we go. And this might be a decent deal for both teams. For Everton having a rebuild, a player with great challenge experience, fantastic technical ability, but us getting a player that is too good for the second tier. 18.75 plus Sammy, and Sean Dyche says, yeah, that's another good deal, that I'll take it. Just call us the Werthers Originals, because we're taking all the best Toffees. Does that make sense? Not really. But I'm buzzing with his signing it. I knew when Everton went down, I was going to sign at least a couple of their players. I didn't think I'd sign 2 on day 2 of the transfer window. But first it was Jake O'Brien, and now it's his teammate coming in on a 5-year, 37 grand a week deal. Welcome to Portman Road, James Garner. Yeah, buzzing with his signing, because again, he's just perfect for our system, absolutely perfect. And the only negative I had with Doucouré last season was his energy was low and he kept getting too tired and had to miss a lot of midweek games. James Garner won't have that problem with 85 stamina that's still improving. He's not a quick player, but he doesn't need to be in this system. Just sit deep in this 4-2-4 and allow the front four to go and attack. And with the technical ability as well, able to shoot from range, but also pick out a pass for one of those 4 front men. This is just an absolutely class signing, and he fits our system brilliantly as well. And I'm going to leave him on balance too. Leave him on balance. He's very versatile, good player with lots of good stats all across the board. Leave him on balance, and he'll slot in alongside Morgan Gibbs White perfectly. This is a really good deal. All right, team's starting to look good. Team's starting to look pretty decent now, I'd say. And there is still a little bit of money remaining, £20 million in the budget on the back of those 2 signings there. So we're not done for transfers just yet. But I might do a few advances in the calendar first and see how we're looking. Again, there are a lot of freebies available, and to be honest, I might just pick up one of the young goalkeepers now as well. I say young, they're both in their 30s. One of the goalkeepers now. You've got Will Norris and Mark Gillespie as well. Obviously, Gillespie released by the Magpies. Norris would have been released by, well, we assume Portsmouth as well. And I might just pick Will Norris up, to be fair. He's only going to have, I'd say, based on these stats here, like mid-60 ability. But Muric, you know, goalkeepers, we said this before, goalkeepers don't get injured. Goalkeepers don't get injured. Now that training injuries, remember those, have been taken out of the game, goalkeepers don't get injured, and the chances are they're probably going to be fine in terms of energy to play game after game after game anyway. So you don't really, if you want to gamble it, you might not even need a backup goalkeeper, but for realism, it's always good to have at least one more, yeah? So let's put him in the team. Should be able to get him on a cheap weekly wage as well, just to sit on the bench for Muric. I did not see that coming. Okay. Mark, how about you? How is £5 a week an insult? Are you kidding me? If someone offered me £5 a month, I'd be buzzing. Like, honestly. What a life as well. I've said this before. Like, I had this debate with one of my friends. I genuinely believe that the life of the backup goalkeeper in top level football is the most, like, kind of what you call a best ratio of, like, less stress to best pay, if that makes sense. I think it's the best ratio you could find. You barely play, if at all. You get to keep your body in check, travel all over the country, and depending on the level you're at in Europe as well. Okay, I'll offer a bit more than $7,000 a week. No, let's do 6. I'm a cheapskate. You know, and you get paid a really good amount of money. What's wrong? $6,000 a week. What's going on with the inflation? That's a great deal. Okay, well we'll go back in a week. We'll go back in a week and see what they actually want. But yeah, to me it's like the best kind of like, yeah, less stress to most money job you could have. I really do believe that. Outside of being like, you know, a billionaire's son, it's like it's ridiculous. Honestly, what a life! That is the dream life for me. To be fair, speaking of goalkeepers, well, a bid's just coming for Connor Chaplin. Now that he's just got a contract extension, I don't think it'd be realistic to sell him a few weeks later. But also Muric, Ronaldo recruiting the Golden Glove winner back-to-back. I wouldn't be against it, to be fair. I think that would be somewhat realistic, but we'd have no goalkeepers if we do that. I think with the money that the Saudi Pro League can offer, it's somewhat realistic, but I can't really afford to let him go. I mean, quite literally, as my only goalkeeper right now. He's only on $23,000 a week. He's got 2 years left. If he would agree a new contract, then I'd be fine with that. And I said before, if anyone deserves it, it's him. Back-to-back Golden Gloves. But this is, to me, a big issue with EA, I'd say. You've got back-to-back Golden Gloves here. He's been absolutely balling out the past 2 years. Saved me in so many games. And yet he's only gone up, I think, a couple of ratings since the save began. He should be like an 81, 82 rated goalkeeper right now, based on his rate of progression in terms of ability. But it'll take a $30,000 a week extension to turn down the Saudi Pro League and stay with us as well. 2 years and getting a 2-year extension as well. Muric stays. So just turned down a bid from Torino for Tyree Stolen. And look at this, man. As soon as I got my full scout reports on the freebies, they've all gone. They've all gone to other clubs. This is why you can't afford to wait when you see a free agent available. You've got to go straight in, even if you don't have a full scout report, because someone will snap them up before you get a chance. All of them have gone, apart from those 2 goalkeepers, Mark Gillespie and Will Norris. It's annoying that it just doesn't say how much to $16,500 a week. At 68 overall to 32. How much does Gillespie want? Oh, you're having a laugh, but I'd rather just risk it with one goalkeeper than pay that. Yeah, sod that. That's a waste of weekly wages and a sign-on bonus. That I'm just going to pick up the young lad from Arsenal on loan, Carl Hein, who can distribute. And he's 24 years old, and as a backup, he'll just be a stand-in. Won't play anyway, so yeah, should cost us less on the weekly wages, and let's bring him in. Yeah, screw that. I mean, this guy should cost us a bit less in terms of the weekly wage. Yeah, nine and a half, I think it was, so a bit less than Norris and Gillespie, and a younger goalkeeper who, again, he's just going to sit on the bench anyway. That's a better deal for us. Yeah, when I was a kid, I dreamed of being the goalkeeper that saves penalties in Champions League and World Cup finals. As I've gotten a little bit older and I get a little bit tired, sometimes I think, God, what a dream it would be to be someone like Scott Carson. Well, this guy might not be quite the same age, but he understands the value of being a backup goalkeeper, and unlike Norris and Gillespie, not asking for a crazy amount of money. Signing on a 1-year loan deal from the Gunners, to be fair, a decent young goalkeeper and someone to watch out for in the future as well. Young Estonian Carl Hein in on a 1-year loan deal, and again, not paying all of his wages, just 40%, and at 69 overall, he's good enough just to sit on the bench for Muric. He won't play, other than maybe the odd Carabao or possibly FA Cup game, but could sign him on a permanent deal at some point in the future, but for now, just here as the backup. Okay, alright, so starting to get a slight amount more of depth. Annoying I've missed out on all of my free targets there. Apart from Harry Clark, who is still actually available. I might just re-sign him on a 1-year deal, you know. I might just re-sign him, because again, he's got stamina, he's got a bit of pace, he's okay technically as well. And just as a second/third choice right back, I might just pick him straight back up. Thing is though, as you would have seen a moment ago there, why are these players asking for so much money? 33 grand a week. Is it just me? Don't get me wrong, I know the amount of money available in football nowadays, especially top level football, is crazy, but 33 grand a week, that's ridiculous for a club of our stature. Even 26.5 grand a week I'd have thought was a bit too much. I mean, I would have said around 15 to 20. Am I living in like 2012 or something? I don't think I've quite caught up to like modern day prices now. But to me, 20 grand a week would have been fine. Like, I don't know. Maybe inflation is a new feature for FC25, you know, because I don't think last year they would have been asking for as much as this. Inflation, now in the game. Solid. I mean, to be fair, we can afford it. And it does add to our very small amount of squad depth anyway. So, oh, Harry, it's 2.5 grand a week, mate. Honestly, I can't get over this. Like, the inflation in career mode now is ridiculous, man. It probably would have cost me less money to just extend his contract last season than re-sign him for another few years for this upcoming year. This is crazy. Yep, released and then brought straight back. Let's just give him number 16. He, again, as a backup right back, to be fair. I mean, he didn't really play much last season, but just to sit there, really, for emergency cover. He's got the stamina, he's got okay technicals. I mean, he'll do. He'll do. And worst comes to worst, if we want, we can just sell him for next season anyway. So, yeah, I did not think it cost... I don't think I've realised just how expensive it is now to live in 2024. I mean, I should know this based on the weekly cost of my shopping at Aldi, but even so... But yeah, as to the squad depth, and that is the most important thing. We've got to make sure we've got enough bodies here to cope with any sort of injuries. And of course, with Al-Hamadi's departure, I'm thinking maybe we should go in for a new third choice striker, or maybe another new winger. One to two. Well, based on our current budget, 17.8 million. Not a great deal remaining on the back of our signings thus far. I think really there's just the two names I'm looking at mostly. I'd love to have brought Adley back to the Premier League, but after Burnley's relegation, just far too much money for us. We ain't got the money for that now. But they do still have Luka Warwick Koleosha, and I'd love to bring him in. I'm just not sure if we have enough money for that. Obviously, I know he's quite a common signing in career mode, but you can see why. Rapid, good technicals, and only 21 years old and 78 overall as well. I just don't know if we'd have enough. We might, but it's a stretch. Yeah, I think if we were to get him, we'd probably have to include a big sell-on clause or swap a player. And to be fair, if we were to sign a new winger, we probably wouldn't need one of Dolan or Bay. I really like Bay, but he's been so injury-plagued since he's came here. Tyrese, obviously a couple years older, but the same overall. I could try and swap them Bay and then give them around, let's say, 12, 13 million. I do like the South Korean, don't get me wrong, but again, just keeps getting injured. So 13 plus Bay, but I don't think we'll have enough money for this, really. Well, turns out we do. Oh, I don't want to give them Bay now. Now that they want him, I don't want to give them them. Well, it's good to be fair, it's good to know we know that this is what they would be willing to accept. So I'll actually offer them Dolan instead, because he is a couple years older. But I don't know if they'd agree to that deal there. 13 mil plus Tyrese and... Oh, okay, so who do I want to give them then? Dolan or Bay? What about neither? What about neither? So yeah, it's good to know that Burnley would accept both of these deals here. So instead, let's take them both out. And it seems as though the Clarets aren't going to hold me to ransom for Luka Warwick, probably knowing that he's too good for the Championship now. So let's go under the valuation plus the sell-on clause. Well, this would be an absolute steal. Well, it's a 15% sell-on clause. So depending on how he develops, it could cost us quite a bit in the future, missing out if we do sell him for a big profit. But 17 mil. Okay, alright, let's try and meet somewhere in the middle. £17.1 million. That still gives us enough money for scouting if we want to do so, plus a 15% sell-on clause as well. What a bargain. Actually, to be fair, are we going to have enough money for this? I don't know if we're going to have enough money for the contract, you know. Oh, we're not. Oh, no, I didn't realise we're not. So in that case then, oh, sugar. In which case, let's just £1 a week. How do you feel about £1 a week, Luca? What's your love for the game like now? But let's... It's a shame you can't like just delay negotiation. So in that case, I'm gonna have to swap them one of Tyrese or Bay. Otherwise, we're not gonna have enough money for this. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll come back in a week and we'll decide who's gonna go, either Tyrese or Bay. I like them both though. That's the shame. There's a big comes in for Muric, who's of course just extended his contract here. But yeah, to be fair, if we do sign Luca, then, one of Tyrese or Bay isn't going to play anyway. So let's go back in with another bid then. To be fair, just looking this up, I didn't realise this. I know he came through the Preston youth setup, and before that was with Man City, but actually Tyrese Dolan spent a few years with Burnley as a youngster. I didn't realise that. So to be fair, a return for Tyrese might be on the cards here. He is a couple of years older than Bay. I like them both really, but one of them's going to have to be sacrificed. And I think with Tyrese having a Burnley connection after playing for their youth setup as a kid and being born in Manchester as well, this is probably slightly more realistic. So let's give them Tyrese. And what was the deal we agreed? Was it 12 million plus Tyrese? No, it must be more than that, surely. Or maybe it was. Maybe 12 million plus Tyrese. Let's go on with that. That's still a decent deal, to be fair, for both parties, I'd say. And, oh, what? Oh, what? Burnley, you didn't ask for that at first. You didn't ask for that last week. Well, they wanted to sell. To be fair, they wanted a sell-on clause as well, didn't they? Let's do, all right, 10%. No, let's do 7%. I don't know why. 7% plus Tyrese and 13 million. What? Hell no. Hell no. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. Let's do. I tell you what. Let's do 15.5 mil plus Tyrese. Would that even be enough? I don't even know. 15 million plus Dolan. I'm gonna get him, Burnley. Okay. Take your time. You accepted a worse bid last time. Oh mate, I'm getting screwed over here. Well, I'm screwing myself over. There's another bid for Muric. I might as well block the offers now because he's just signed a new deal. I'm absolutely screwing myself over here, honestly, man. And again, I want to be able to send my scouts out again for the new season too. So I've got to have a little bit of money remaining. But bid for Doucouré, Sevilla want to take him. Just a 1 year here, but I still do quite like him. So he'll be staying with me. Have Burnley come back to me yet? 20.1 mil plus 15% sell-on clause. This isn't what you were asking for before. They're asking for way much more money now. Oh, Burnley, guys, this is not unfair. You're well within your rights to do this, but I've just screwed myself out of a bargain for Luka Warwick-Koleosho, man. Honestly, how about 14.5 mil, 15% sell-on clause? That's a good sell-on clause, that. Plus Dolan. Okay, it's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. We'll continue to negotiate. I still think I can get him for a decent deal here. Tyrese, the championship player. Lucas, Premier League. Come on, Burnley. 15.5 should be enough alongside Dolan to bring him in. And Burnley continue to say no, and I can't add in a sell-on clause now. 15.75. I'm literally just missing out here, but I'm not prepared to give up, man. I'm gonna get Luka. I am gonna bring this guy in if it kills me. But I might have to try it again in a week's time. Burnley being really stubborn here. I'm gonna get him. I am going to get him. I feel confident of that. Well, as it's the first of the month, let's send our scouts out as well. Want to make sure we do more youth scouting this year and hopefully find some better players. As we know, it's a lot harder to find those youth players this year. Not quite getting them the way you're used to on a regular basis. So once again, we'll do 9 months in England. I wish you could just specify anywhere though. I really do. We'll look for a goalkeeper this year from England, to be fair, because we've only picked up one goalkeeper from the academy so far, and that was the young lad from Canada, who, to be fair, doesn't even look that good. So we'll look for a goalkeeper from East Anglia this year, and I want to keep looking in those new nations this year as well. And to be fair, there's so many cool ones. I mean, there really, really are. I must say, Jamaica would be absolutely class. Oh man, the memories of '98 World Cup. Jamaica, let's do it. Yeah, I mean, Amari Hutchinson, I think, can play for Jamaica, can't he? Has he played for Jamaica? I think he might have done, you know. So I quite like that. Let's look for another winger, or even a striker from Jamaica as well, and see if we can pick someone else up. We'll look for any kind of type as well. Jamaica at the 1998 World Cup. I mean, that was pure vibes, man. Seriously, I haven't qualified since then, but you never know. You never know. And for the final nation, where haven't we gone yet? Have we gone to Oceania yet? You got some new nations here as well. You got Papua New Guinea, Fiji, Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, and Tonga as well. I must say, when I was watching the World Cup, the Rugby World Cup last year, I was really impressed with Fiji. I thought they were class, absolute class watch, mate. Play some really fun rugby. I'm not a massive rugby fan, but I will watch when the World Cup is on, both League and Union as well. But I thought Fiji were brilliant at the World Cup, and they had pace. They played with great physicality and heart as well. I'm going to look for a defensive mid and a CM, pure energy. And also one of the wingers, I would say, from Fiji too. Let's look on the left hand side. Can I do right mid too? Oh, there we go. Nicely done. So right through the middle of the park for the most part as well, and see if we can find anyone from Fiji as well. So we got so many new nations this year. I think it would be a real shame to miss out on scouting them. You've seen me scout Spain and Portugal and America plenty of times, but never the new nations, of course. But now Fiji, Jamaica, and once again England for the homegrown talents too. Oh man, I have bottled Luca Warwick Koleosho. I have absolutely bottled it. But again, don't forget, we'll get a bit of money for the season tickets when we get to the week to go until the first game of the season. So oh no, we don't. What? We used to get a bit of money for the season tickets. Well, that's not going to give us much. To be fair, we are a lowly rated team with not the biggest stadium, but oh god, that's a good point. We don't even get like the next like 5-6 million boost that you sometimes do when managing a big club. I've bottled Luca. Well, listen, we've got a month to go until the transfer window slams shut, so we've got plenty more tries. And if we can't get him, which would be a bit of a shame, we can go after another Toffee in Mitoma. We can go after the young Chelsea lad Harvey Vale. We got other targets, but you know, oh no, now Como have had a bid accepted. How much was that? £23.8 million. I have absolutely bottled this. Absolute bottle job. Oh my word. Hey, listen, man, I'm human. I make mistakes. We all do. But what a bottle job, Doxy. Honestly, mate. He could have added, what was it again? 15, 16 million. And now that wouldn't be enough for him. Absolute bottle. Goodness gracious. Yeah, you see me bottle a lot of games before. I think this is the first time you see me bottle a young talent on a transfer. Dear, oh dear. There's still time, but I think Como is probably going to be where he ends up now. Yeah, I've bottled it. Hey, listen, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Not many of us make mistakes this bad, but oh, okay, maybe. Tension bars filled up quite a lot, so I'm a bit wary of that, but got to make sure he gets accepted on this bid here. So 14 3/4 should probably give us just about enough. I think. Plus Tyree Stolen, because that salary will be getting taken off the books as well. And Burnley say, yeah. Will we have enough for the contract, though? Oh, what a lucky escape that was. No doubt about it. But we got there in the end. What's that old saying? If at first you don't succeed, try again. Bottled the first negotiation, priced out on the second, but third time's the charm as Luca Warwick Koleosho is back in the Premier League. And I'm really excited to give him a go as well. I know he's got the Italian nationality in the game, but I'm pretty sure he's eligible to represent America as well. In fact, I think he was born in America, but now he'll be boarding out at Portman Road. Welcome to Ipswich Town, Luca Warwick Koleosho. Exciting prospect, and again, just 21 years old, 78 overall, fantastic young talent, and I'd say more than good enough to step straight back to the Premier League and step into our first team as well. He's absolutely rapid with great technicals as well. And we said before, Amari and Jack, we're not overly convinced that they're going to be superstars, and haven't exactly set the world alight since coming in here. With Warwick having that 4-star weak foot, which we could easily get to 5-star as well, improving that finishing and attack positioning too. I do want to get the skill moves up a little bit as well from 3-star to 4-star. I think coming in for Amari on the right hand side and starting, he could do that role perfectly in our front four despite being right footed. Luca, got you in the end. I told you I would. Right, let's do it. First game of the season. We'll end on this newly promoted Nottingham Forest away at the City Ground. Again, the board have said to us this season, finish in the Europa League spot. And don't forget, in the game, that's only considered to be 5th, even though we know technically 6th. And sometimes even 7th can give you that. For me, though, my aim is just getting into the top 10, which we should have done last season until we bottled it. 3 of our 5 new signings making their debuts. Let's see if we can start off with a win away from home, where last season we only won 3 times on the road. Come on, Ipswich Town. Yeah, last season it was a simple case of at home, good, away, bad. And this year, if we do want to be a top 10 team, and if we do want to have an outside shot sneaking into a European competition, there's only one way we can do that, and that is by being better and picking up more wins when we're on the road. Yes, Gibbs White finds Delap, and Washington, oh yeah, gives us the opener and picks up where he left off last season. Our top scorer took just 7 minutes to open his tally this year. The president off the mark. Oh, chance. Koleosho. Picks out Clark. Oh, so selfless. Picks out Clark. And Jack gets his first of the season, 36 minutes in, and a debut assist for Luka Warwick as well. Could have gone for goal himself from the tight angle, but no, that is what you need to do in my team. Spread the ball around, selfless with the 2014 San Antonio Spurs. Nice ball across, Clark with a finish. Ipswich 2-0 up, and yeah, new look Ipswich for the new signings and the away form as well. Only won 3 times away last season. Seems like we're starting off a win on the road on match day 1 this year. Looking good, man. Brian through the gap to Christiansen. Look at the space down the right for Luka Warwick, Koleosho. Can he thread it through? Yes, he can. Washington. Dribbling. Oh, and a good save at the near post. Well, this has been a phenomenal display from the Tractor Boys, man. 2-0 up. Could have been 3 or 4. And it almost was 3 there. Still 2-0. But this is... Where was this Ipswich Town away from home last season? We'd go away, we'd lose practically every game. This is the... I know Nottingham Forest are a new pro side, but this is the perfect start, man. We genuinely are looking like a new look team, and not just because of the new signings as well. The mentality, the intent is so much better. Yeah, you can't read too much into the result on the first game of the season, but you can still be impressed by the performance, and I definitely was as well. Last year, our biggest weakness was our away form. Only 3 victories on the road all season long. This year, not a bad start. Trying to turn the weakness into a strength with an away day victory at the City ground to kick off the season. But that'll do it for today's episode, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you had, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next one with the remainder of the summer window. Not sure we'll do anything with no money remaining in the budget, but I guess we'll see. We'll have the Carabao Cup second round at home to the Championship side Swansea City, and more games in the Premier League, where right now I'm saying stop the count. Ipswich Town are in the Champions League places after the win on match day 1. The board said Europa League. Right now, we're doing better than that, but, you know, it's only match day 1. Have a fantastic day, guys. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.